A lot of chase scenes end up in an alley. The guy runs down and he can see the chain link fence at the end, but it doesn't stop him. He keeps running, and then right behind him, Crown Vic makes a tight turn. It's got the lights and the sirens, and as the cop car drives down the alley, it's crashing into these trash cans that flip over the top of the car. They're not like modern trash bins like plastics, or like the cool old-timey trash cans that Oscar the Grouch lived in. And the guy finally pulls up to the chain link fence, and he's like, "Oh no, it's way taller than I thought it was." And he turns around, he faces the cops, and like, "Put your hands where we can see him." He starts to put his hands up, and then just then, a bartender with a beautiful arm reaches out, and she grabs his jacket, and she pulls him into a door that we didn't even know was there, and that's where he meets the other fellow hackers, and they form a hacking alliance. Brian, I'm going to need some cash up front to finish this script.
What? Welcome to OneWord.com's podcast. Each episode revolves around one word.
Today's word is
alley.
I was thinking maybe it'd be something more like alley.
alley.
Close enough.
3, 2, 1.
Go.
If I don't have to walk down one, I will avoid it at all costs. I don't even like driving down an alley.
I don't have much experience with alleys living in the suburbs.
I'm currently sitting next to a babbling brook that was once a buried creek, and they uncovered the creek and beautified the area, and now what was once a decrepit alleyway is this beautiful space that gives high quality NPR type background noise.
Bruce Wayne's parents were killed in the alley, Gotham City. The alley was behind the theater. His parents took him to see Zorro, and then afterwards they were walking through the alley, and Thomas and Martha Wayne were killed. And Bruce Wayne watched his parents die in the alley. I guess you could say that's where Batman was born, in an alley.
One day I was taking the trash out, and not in the dumpster, but next to the dumpster was a pair of red and blue and white pony sneakers. And I thought they looked so cool. And I was so poor, I didn't even think about, inspecting them. I just remember trying them on, and they fit. I was like, thank you, God. I'll try not to look this gift horse in the mouth. I wore those ponies for a good decade. God, they were cool looking. I'm going to see if I can go find some ponies on eBay.
When I think of alley, I think of like going outside of a bar and like smoking a joint by myself or with some cool people, and feeling safe there and not have to worry about the fuzz, the purr creeping up and ruining vibes. Ooh, as a dog attacks. Anyway, hopefully you can edit that out.
When I first started dating my husband, he lived in the fun part of DC, like Adams Morgan. And sometimes an alley would take you to a hidden parking space. That was actually not ever the case, but I always thought it was. So I'd always try to go down the alleys to try to find the secret parking. I thought it would take me somewhere, like, ooh, a secret way to go. And it was actually a dead end, and I would have to back my way out the slow drive of shame out an alley. And that is why shortcuts never really work out.
My name is Tom, and I'm an alley cat. I didn't ever think I was going to be an alley cat, but nobody does, really. My story, my owner died. I spent about 10 days in the apartment eating her skin, and then I clawed my way out of a screen door, and suddenly I was an alley cat. We're not all catnip users. Some of us just fell on hard times. I understand we have a reputation for loud mating and getting into fights, knocking over garbage bins. I get it. But you know what else we do? We kill rats. So, you're welcome.
I have alleys in my backyard, and a lot of times I just think there's really tall people walking down the alleyway, but it's really just people on bikes. With my fence, all I can see is their heads.
I used to live off an alley in Venice, California, and those alleys could be pretty dangerous. Lots of people who do not have homes live in the alleys. The alleys are their homes. Of course, every home needs a bathroom, so the alley was also a bathroom. I couldn't really live there very long, only a couple of years, because I just had kids and, I had to take my kids out every day through the alley. And it was pretty shitty.
It's like where everybody in the building throws their trash and their junk and their old furniture, and it attracts vermin and crime.
The alley-oop reminds me of the Lob City years in Los Angeles with the Clippers. And the most impressive were Blake Griffin's. They were like, if the Harlem Globetrotters were actually competing, they were just so spectacular to watch. And you could get like $8 nosebleed Clippers tickets. And I remember one time taking my girlfriend to a Clippers game and spending, like $16 on our seats. And then she bought me a Blake Griffin jersey while we were at the game, which I thought was totally unfair that I spent so little. And she probably spent like $120 on this jersey. Anyway, when we broke up, I threw out that Blake Griffin jersey because I was so upset. I didn't want to think about her. I didn't want any reminders. I really wish I still had that Blake Griffin jersey.
If you can find some good alleys, you can find some good activity. Some might say nefarious, which is probably often true. However, I usually find really good tacos, amazing pop-up events, or sometimes you'll see craft shows or tattoo parlors. In some countries, you could also find sex workers. So alleys have probably a sordid past, but I really enjoy history.
I feel like no good things happen in an alley. It's really bad feng shui. It's all low vibrational stuff. Drug deals, muggings, murder. It's rare to hear of a marriage proposal happening in an alley or meeting your friend for a picnic in an alley.
Well, I, for one, would love to meet all of you for a picnic in an alley. Allison in Herndon, Virginia. David at Barton Smart Trivia. Emily at farmla.org. Kat in Los Angeles. Liz in Salt Lake City, and Stephen with the Spaceship Martini. Head over to oneword.com and write about the word of the day, or to be a part of a future podcast episode. All you need is your phone. Just go to podcast.oneword.com. Until next time.
We don't want your pity. We don't want you to go... Whatever that is, whoever told you that works, it doesn't.